Cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap News Network.
I was with Big Trapper.
I flex with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about late night.
You big partner, Tony. Don't know me, man, since I was born.
Okay, now, listen, man.
Listen.
Show you what.
Look, OG said he couldn't wait to get to the crib. That nigga, look, he set up the car set up for a nigga. I'm gonna get this off my chest, you young buck.
What I mean by that. When I said they falling into the trap.
Because what the statement that I made was, Cartoon says the Crips are dumb. All the Crips beefing with Wack are dumb.
Y'all bear with me because I'm driving right now. I'm entertaining this foolishness, but I'm on my way to a function with the church where we taking all the kids out to eat. That right there is super duper important to me.
Yeah, that's dope.
Other than, listen.
Let's get to the futility.
When I said that they falling into Wack's trap. Wack has been on here for years, getting into it with people, getting into it with Crips, got them all stirred up, saying this and saying that, saying this and saying that. You tell me how that can keep going. You a Crip, or at least I consider you a Crip. How can Crips keep getting caught up?
Here at TNN Trap News Network, I got all the love in the world for the Crips, but I don't even know what a Crip is at all. Just throwing that out there.
In this Wack stuff, man. If we've been watching, if Crips been watching him for years do the same thing over and over and over and over, how can they keep turning around and keep getting caught up in his web, falling into his trap, biting into what he's talking about? Now, you've been watching me for years. This I know, me and you both know this. You know I was one of the YouTubers.
Well, I'll say this. One thing at a time. The first question is, how do Crips keep falling into the Wack wave? I can 100% agree with that one because I don't see how at this point any Crips deal with Wack at all. That makes no absolute sense to me. But at the same time, too, I don't understand how TV works. I just know that you plug it in and you hit a button and it comes on. So everything ain't for me to understand, but I agree. I don't understand at all how anybody at this point will flu, flam, skulldug, or Larson with Wack 100, but let's keep going.
That for a long time, I didn't even pay attention to what a lot of YouTubers out the LA area was doing. You know that. All my content was based off what I did, what I went through, and I went out my way to not even speak on what the LA YouTubers talk about. Now, I do it a little bit more now, you know what I'm saying, which we all know. I'm not one of them people who sat around every day to see what Wack was talking about. I'm not one of the people who sat around every day to see what nobody in LA was talking about for years. That's why people say, well, Toon, Wack talked about Monster. Okay, I didn't see it because I don't sit around and look for it. And every day, as soon as I wake up, run to the internet to see what Wack said. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. I didn't do that. I didn't jump up every day to run to the internet to see what no LA YouTuber was talking about. People on here, I see a lot of people on here talk about Toon is a Wack supporter.
Well, I don't think that Cartoon is a Wack supporter, so to speak, at all. And then we'll get to this, later on. We'll drop the conversation that he and I had. He and I had. And my thought process was just simple of, out of the love that Wack was showing at Jap 5 is what made Cartoon have his infinity towards Wack 100. But if you want to see what he said about that, go watch the conversation that he and I had. But let me go ahead and continue to do this.
What the heck kind of dumb mess is that? With they good stupid behind. You know, I've always taken into account that.
But do I consider him a Wack supporter? No, because he doesn't do anything that would classify him as a Wack supporter, so to speak.
A lot of people that be in the comments don't got good sense. They not from LA, they not out that culture, and they don't know what they talk about. They just putting on there, Twitter and typing, trolling, writing stuff. How in the heck can I be a Wack supporter when I don't even know him? What am I gonna support on him? But y'all good stupid behind. If I
you good and stupid, that's funny.
Give an opinion, if I give an opinion on what I think he's doing or what I think he got going on, that's my opinion. That's what I think. Now, if y'all want to call it support, call it what you want to. I can care less. Support somebody I don't know. I don't know him at all. But anyway, the reason why I say it, people on there playing, because you just put on something or you said if the internet was out back then and the blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's a conversation that I had. I said that if the internet was out when Cartoon's generation was in the streets and thuggish, ruggish, boning, that they too would be the victim of these internet flammery, skullduggeries, and larcenies. A lot of times the older generation will tell us, oh, well, I don't like how y'all play on the internet. I don't like how y'all play on the internet. And my argument is always, well, you guys did not have the internet. Should you have had the internet, I assume that things would have been different. Things would have been, a lot more similar to what you're watching right now based off what we're all seeing niggas doing.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. You might be right on that. If the internet, it wasn't out back then. It wasn't out back then. So how, I don't know. How can I sit here and give you an analogy on something that wasn't out back then? I can only give you what I think or what I feel based on how I grew up. Straight up. I didn't grow up in the internet age. I didn't grow up in the YouTube age. So when I speak, I'm speaking on how stuff would have been in my age. And some of the stuff, we from what I hear, we have said on this internet, and from what people say, Wack done fell out with 15, 20 different Crips on this internet.
Now that is true. And why do these Crips continue to give Wack love and support? I'm not sure.
Some Bloods too. How is that? How do Crips keep falling out with this cat? And ain't nobody threw rice in the wedding yet. Look, like I say, far be it for me to promote any type of violence. But when I speak, I'm speaking on the mentality of when I grew up. Not a mentality of what's going on right now. It's just like when I got into it with G-Face on the internet. He said some crazy stuff to me. At the time, I was on parole. And I couldn't come back to LA. But I said, give me 2 weeks and I'll be back. From that little bit, and I meant that. I'm not finna sit here and go back and forth with you, because I'm not about that, and I don't respect that. If you say something about me, I say something about you, and I feel it's disrespectful enough to where we need to.
So Cartoon is saying, man, y'all gotta forget all the talking. You feel me? Y'all gotta forget all the talking, man. If it's a problem and it's like that, then pop another bottle if it's like that. You feel me? But all the flammery, the skullduggery, all the larceny, all the conversation, all the conversing back and forth, let's go ahead and just put that to the Riz ass.
Get out, then we go get out. I will come to you. Straight up. Now you sit up here saying that how can people do something this and that when you can't find this cat? Man, he's findable. They know where he works. Like I say, I don't promote no violence. I'm just speaking on my mentality of how I was. I'm not that same person.
That nigga said, nah, he's findable.
So now let's get that out the rim. A person can probably say something to me now and they can get away with it. You know what I'm saying? They can probably get away with it. Especially if I'm not in your face. I'm not gonna chase behind something. But I'm saying if I'm still in it, but that's only because of my life change. But if me and you say something hurtful like that to the stuff he been saying to dudes over the last 4 or 5 years, and we both right there in Southern California, we gonna dance somehow, some way. Especially when I know where you work on any given day. When I say I think every
Cartoon said, look, man, I ain't doing no flu slamming, skull dugging, and larceny. If it's a problem, we gonna make it a problem.
Plan because dudes going back and forth with this cat, back and forth with him, and it's all it amount to. When I say it don't amount to spit, that's all it amount to. You talk about me, I talk about you. You talk about me, I talk about you. I disrespect your family, you disrespect my family. I disrespect you, and it's back and forth. That's some bull to me, man. I ain't with that stupid mess. Nothing to go back and forth.
Now, let me ask y'all a question in the chat. Do you feel like Cartoon is making a good point? Do you feel like he is having a lot of validity with the things that he's saying, or do you think that it's a flu flame?
Nobody over and over and over, we dissing each other like that, back and forth. I'm not gonna do that, man. That's the same way when I was in LA and the dude Loose Cannon said the disrespectful word to the tray. Did you see me go back and forth? No, I'm not finna go back and forth with you on that. But now when I see you, it's on. We're not finna go back and forth. Why keep going back and forth is what I'm saying. If you done put in your mind that partner, you done said the wrong thing and it's on, leave it at that. When we bump heads, we bump heads. But other than that, I'm not finna keep making no videos back and forth with it. To me, that's dumb. You know? That's why I said, you know, people, you got a lot of people, man, if you don't, you can't, you put a video out, people gonna hear what they want to hear, and that's just that. They gonna hear only what they want to hear.
Well, that is a problem that plagues our YouTube society. It is a very, very known fact that the selective listening is, you know, something that's been going on. People will only catch what they want to catch, hear what they want to hear, or even purposely only catch what they want to catch or hear what they want to hear because they want to keep up drama and mess.
Because of their biases. Well, I hate this dude over here this much. No matter what nobody says or how they say it, I hate him, and I just want you to talk this way, that way about it. I don't have time for that, man. Like I tell people, I don't put on no show for the camera. You know what I'm saying? I don't pick up your beefs for you. If you got a beef with Wack, you got a beef with anybody else on the internet, that's your beef. Don't expect for me to pick it up for you. Now you said something about my son being on tour with him. Yes, he is. That's on him. You know what
And this is the best answer because even in the conversation we bring it up, and Cartoon's answer is pretty clear. Man, look, if you want to go over there and do business, go over there and do business. If that's how you choose to move, that's how you choose to move. If this situation goes awry and this situation goes left, that is on you.
I'm saying? It's just like a lot of these other dudes, Crips or whoever, they get into it with Wack, they start out trying to be cool with him because they think they're going to get a leg up in the world. Whether you believe that or not, it's on you. But it start out that way. Oh, well, I could get everybody want to try to rise up. But no matter what it is, whether it's rapping, YouTube, whatever the genre that they got going on, they start out like that because they think that he is going to be a stepping stone for them. Then when he turns on them and bite them, now there it go.
So that's that answer right there. When it comes to how does Cartoon feel about Wack, you really can't be no more clear and no more outright than what he's saying right there. Yeah, everybody want to use him as a stepping stone, but when he bite him and he double cross him and he flu flam, he skull dug and he larceny him, then they mad. But he is understanding and respecting and pointing out the fact that Wack is a flu flammer, a skull dugger, and a larcener.
Now, if you can't see that, I don't know what's wrong with you. So like I said, yeah, my stepson is on tour with him. If it go good, it go good. If it don't, it don't. But you painted a narrative that like I'm some type of Wack supporter just because he got my son on tour with him. Don't.
Well, it wasn't that plain a narrative, but it made me wonder if that's where the infinity, or if there was an infinity for Wack 100 came from. Because I can understand that if, your stepson is on tour with him and, things are being allowed or things are happening or certain positions are being given, X, Y, and Z, 1, 2, and 3, then yeah, what I'm saying, you would feel a little bit more inclined to be understanding of a person's position. But Cartoon is saying, hey, that's not the situation at all. I don't give a damn about what this nigga got going on.
Do that, homie. Don't do that one. Because it ain't got nothing to do with that. Period. I wasn't, before my son even went on tour with Wack, was I speaking on him? No. So just because my son on tour with him, it don't change nothing. It don't make nothing more than what it is. If they tour go well, cool, it go well. But like I said, I don't get on here to pick and choose and find people to fall out with. I don't do that, homie. No, I'm not a Wack supporter or whatever people be saying, or a Wack disorder. You know what I'm saying? Whether it goes this way or that way. If that's the case, I'm supporter of a whole lot of the other YouTubers that's on YouTube. I said one time and one time before, you got one dude that's in this YouTube space that I have something against, that I have a real problem with, and everybody know who that is. That's it. Ain't nobody finna make me have a problem with somebody because they want me to have a problem with them. Because I don't have a problem with a person, I'm a supporter, I'm this and I'm that. Man, they can miss me with that dumb, stupid stuff. Tell them to get them a channel, and they can go on there and they can cuss out whoever they want to cuss out. They can talk about whoever they want to talk about. Don't try to get me to do it for them. But yeah, that's how that go, homie. Now, one thing I do respect, like you said, times are different. Times are different, and you're right. You can't do in this day and age what was able to be done in my day and age. I do understand that, but a lot of times I forget that, I forget that. Anytime, I'm gonna start speaking, I'm gonna start speaking on from my day and age. People don't understand that.
And that's the part that I was trying to get them to understand, is that what was available and what was, accessible in your day and age, we can't do. The days of me parking my car and then going around the corner and then stealing a car and then going to flu flam somebody, nigga, we can't do that in 2026. You're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail. Like, there's no way possible for that to actually be a thing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the things that were available to that generation, a lot of ways that were moving that were available to that generation just don't exist anymore. You know what I mean? Like, we just simply can't do this thing.
So it is what it is. It was what it was. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. But now, it ain't got nothing to do with me being no Wack supporter because my son on tour with him, this, that, and the other. It got something to do with why do all these Crips keep falling out with him and ain't nothing happening. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not finna keep going back and forth with a person over and over and over, and we have action, or I have action at reaching out and touching them. That's only if I'm in that life. I'm not in that life no more. So a person can get on the internet now and say pretty much almost whatever. I let it roll off my back. Especially when I'm thousands of miles away from them. Now, who's to say what would happen if we came face to face? But that's a different story. But my thing is, how do you keep going back and forth? How do Crip keep going back and forth with the blood the way they do? That's all I'm saying. It would not have happened in my time. A Crip in the blood would not be going back and forth the way people do with Wack in my time. That's what I'm saying.
Now that is definitely true, but then at the same time too, um, it's a flu flam on all sides. I can't even say nothing, bro. It's overall a flu flam on all sides. The flu flam is a flu flam. So I could try to excuse the flu flam, I could try to justify the flu flam, or I could just accept the fact that the actual tangibility and the reality of a flu flam is a flu flam. Cartoon is making a good point. A lot of times niggas is going back and forth. It's not really a hands-on policy. When it's a particular chance for it to be a hands-on policy, niggas negate the hands-on policy. It's a lot of baloney.
So anyway, I'm gonna let y'all have it, man. I'm gonna let y'all have it. Oh man. Yep. I done pork now. Whew. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, and the reason why I said stuff don't bother him. Now, now back to that. I don't know how much money he got. I did say he had some money. I did say he had businesses. For one, I don't know how much money he got, and I don't care. That's the part of the why do everybody care? I don't care. If he rich, if he broke. I said he had businesses because I thought he had businesses. If he don't or if he do, I don't care. People act like they ain't got nothing else to do in their life but to worry about what he got. I don't care if he got businesses or if he don't. I don't care. I don't care. And pretty much, what else was the other part you were keyed in on? Oh, you were saying that people have said stuff on the internet that bothers him. When I said it don't bother him. And the reason why I said it don't bother him is because he keep getting right back on the internet, going at it with people. If you keep getting back on the internet and going at it with a person, obviously what you doing don't bother you, because I'm not gonna do that. If me going back and forth with a person really bothers me or get up under my skin, I'm not gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna stop doing it. But if I keep doing it, therefore it don't bother me. That's why I said it don't bother him. Now you saying it do. Okay, my thing is, if it do or if it don't, so I don't care. I do not wake up every day with Wack on my mind like most of the people out here in the YouTube world do. I don't care. I don't. You go through the YouTube channel every day, you're going to see thumbnail after thumbnail after thumbnail. Whack this, whack that, whack this, whack that. I don't even look at the mess because I don't care. I don't. If this dude aggravates you that much, why do people keep running over there to see what's being said about him or to see what he's saying? Because people love mess. Me personally, I don't care what he said or who he said it to. The only thing I would have spoke up on was what he said about Monster. I didn't catch it. I didn't hear it. If I would have heard it, I would have said something. But other than
those of you guys who don't know, Wack had made a statement about Monster Cody. Wack called him a dope fiend. He said that he was cross-dressing and was GPS is what those statements were about.
that, because he beefed with this dude, beefed with that dude, that's on them. They got a mouth, they got hands, they got 10 toes, they got fingers. Do something about it. People on this internet stupid to me, man. They want you to fight other people's battles for them.
All right, man. So that's Cartoon's response to Rich Trapper. Shout out to Cartoon. Make sure you give him a like, and comment, subscribe. By the time y'all watching this video at the crib, y'all will be able to look at the conversation that he and I had on the phone after these videos were made. With that being said, red dot to the left, you know the rest. You feel me? News Network, I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro with the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're gonna make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. The news you can use, the knowledge you're not finna get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a good subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're gonna keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We gone.
Hi, I'm Wack 100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life. For your own personal home security, call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second. Hey, I'm Adam22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Wack 100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.